That's your Command Nation Clash Royale. Welcome to the video, guys. I'm glad to have you here. Today, we're going to talk about the balance changes, work in progress balance changes. If they change anything from here in the next 24 hours, based on our community feedback, I will let you know in a follow-up video. But first, I was at the Celtics playoff game 5, Thursday night. By the way, they play tonight. Go Celtics. NBA fans out there, come on, go C's. Let's pull this off. 4 wins in a row. Get to the NBA Finals. Take down the Nuggets. Anyway, I was there at the game. I tell you all this. Just say, look at this dude. Didn't know who this guy was. He wasn't with my group. They really hook us up, us YouTubers, with great seats to sporting events. You can see I was right there on the court. But anyway, I caught this dude getting a clan war attack in. Getting a Clash of Clans clan war attack in the middle of the game. It wasn't a timeout or anything. I admire his. Do you admire his loyalty and his commitment to his clan and Clash of Clans, or do you snub your nose at somebody playing Clash of Clans in the middle of a do or die playoff game who's obviously a fan of the team that might, I'm outing you, that might go home? I kind of respect the hustle, I guess. You know, it is my career after all. I can put my name on the map. Sounds so pretentious. Playing Clash of Clans. Anyway, I know half of you guys are like, dude, just get to the freaking balance changes. Ask and you shall receive. Big shout out to Royale API for providing these, this nice graphic of the balance changes. I'm going to link you to their blog post as well, where they give their opinion on all these changes, and use their credit code Royale API to go ahead and to help support them. Let me make myself a little bit smaller here. There we go. All right, so let's start with the reworks. Not really reworks. To me, a clear buff and a clear nerf, but you guys be the judge, right? So we have the Baby D, a sight range from 5.5 to 5. So a reduction in the sight range by 9.1%. So why do I think that's a buff? Simply because it's way more, it will be more difficult, 10% more difficult almost, to distract the baby dragon, get her away from whatever tank she is flying above, right? So less easy to kite or distract, basically. It's just going to go right for that tower. So to me, it's a small buff, but to me, it's a little bit confusing because I personally think the baby dragon was great right as he was. So anyway, whatever. I'm not like, up in arms about it, but it's kind of a head scratcher a little bit for me. The deploy delay to the gobos is going to be 50% slower now. From a tenth of a second to 2/10 of a second. I don't know, man. That's not much, in terms of the deploy delay. It's not like the hit speed or anything like that, right? So I don't think that's a big nerf at all, but I think it's a nerf at the same time. No strong opinions there. Goblins are very powerful, so a very, 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 very hint of a slight nerf, I guess I'm okay with that. All right, next up we have buffs. To the Ice Wizard, spawn attack radius from 2.5 to 3, that's the spawn radius, right? Plus 20%. I think that's pretty significant. It's not an earth-shattering buff by any stretch of the imagination. However, I love the Ice Wizard, man. I want him to see more love in the game, so I'm cool with it, okay? Although, with no nerf to Graveyard, I wonder if this will just make Graveyard a little bit more powerful inside the game. A lot of top players calling for Graveyard to be nerfed here. I'm a little bit more on the fence on it myself. I don't see a lot of Graveyard where I'm playing the game. I don't know about you guys. I see it here and there, but not like, it doesn't feel oppressive to me. But again, that's my anecdotal experience. How about you guys? Let me know. The Night Witch. Death Spawn Bats are back again. They can't decide if they want to give us the bats or if they don't want to give us the bats, but we're getting them back. And I'm excited about it because I'm a Golem player, man. I'm halfway through the year playing only Golem decks, and I feel like I'm getting better. Maybe I'm biased, but I feel like I'm getting better. On my way to Ultimate Champion. Do you want to see Golem gameplay? No, right? You don't want to see Golem gameplay, right? Okay, well, let me know if you do. Death Spawn Bats, I think I might add the Night Witch back to my deck. The only problem is who would I take her out for? The Phoenix? They didn't nerf the Phoenix. So I don't know. That would be the spot, I guess. I run Dark Prince and Lumberjack, so I could run her for Dark Prince, but then I'd be missing the Dark Prince. I love Dark Prince. Anyway, I digress. Back to the Skeleton Dragons. The HP plus 5.8% spacing from 1 to 1.5. Okay. I don't get excited about Skeleton Dragons personally, but it is a buff. There's no doubt about it. And I don't think they were a crap card before, and I think they're a little bit less average now, maybe a little bit above average. So, okay, I'm cool with that, right? This is an interesting one. They're adding a spawn heal radius effect to the battle healer. How about that, huh? Interesting. It has about half the radius of an a heal spirit, excuse me, the radius of the heal spirit's heal, right? When she enters the arena now. And it's about double, you can see right here, double the strength of the regular heal when she attacks, now when she enters the arena. Do you think that she could fit in any deck now, other than the Elixir Golem decks, right? I don't know, man. I'm just trying to wonder, like, where would I play her? I mean, it's a cool effect. I like that they added it. Although I will say, did they just give her a legendary effect? Did they just give her a legendary enter the arena effect? Only legendaries have that, I thought. I thought that was the rule. A more complex mechanism, you know? Think about it. E-Wiz, Mega Knight, Ice Wizard. They broke the rules. They broke the rules. Interesting. Nerf, tower damage to the poison, minus 70% to minus 75%, similar to like what they did with the rocket. I'm okay with that. Okay, fine. Death spawn from 3 to 1 on the Goblin Hut. You know what? I hate the Goblin Hut. I'm not a massive fan of spawners. Sorry to spawner players out there, so I'm okay with that as well. And Goblin Hut has gone a little rampant, for my taste at least. It doesn't make for very exciting gameplay, but again, I'm biased. I don't really like the card. I'm okay with the nerf, though. How do you guys feel about the Goblin Hut? Any Goblin Hut users or fans out there that are offended by this nerf? To me, that's a pretty big one, you know, that death spawn. Because that death spawn, that last spawn of 3 spear goblins, right before I started recording this video, I went against a Goblin Hut user, and I was like, it's so annoying, man. That death spawn. Anyway, the Mighty Miner minus 6.5 on the HP. Okay. I'm cool with that. He did feel a little strong, but all the champions feel a little strong. I don't know. I'm not like strongly for it or against it, I guess, personally. The freeze duration from the Ice Spirit has gone from 1.3 to 1.2 seconds. That's minus 7.7%. These small, minuscule changes do have an effect, especially at the tippity top of gameplay here in Clash Royale. But a normal, average player such as yours truly, I don't think I would even notice at all if you didn't tell me about it, you know? So, I don't know. This is another one that almost every top player in the game were really upset about how much value you can get from the Ice Spirit. Again, me, you know, not to ride the fence here, but I'm not like, I guess it just speaks to my ability as a player, right? Because I never look at the Ice Spirit, I'm like, broken! But I do think that all 1 Elixir cards are inherently extremely valuable. Electro Spirit as well, Skeletons as well, Heal Spirit maybe not so much, Fire Spirit, sometimes, you know? So either way, I think that, you know, okay, cool, I'm cool with it. I want to quickly see the reaction on Twitter. That's why I have that up, not to look at myself in the Celtics game. Let's see, Clash Royale. Actually, I don't even think they tweeted about it, did they? Okay, they did. They retweeted Royale API stuff. Okay, cool. Phoenix and NATO nerf, says Yuso. Yuso, not a fan. He wants the NATO nerf. Man, I don't want the NATO nerf, even though I think that NATO is a really strong card. Again, maybe I'm biased, right? How about you guys? Solar Fury, Mommy, Night Witch getting buffed. Yeah, man, I'm excited about that one. I really am. Apply tower damage to all spells, and please touch RG control deck. Come on, it's been years now, says Eternity. I don't know. I don't feel like RG is especially like broken strong right now personally, but again, that's just me. Good changes, missing Graveyard and Phoenix, says Nate. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be saying that. You know, me, I just told you about Graveyard, kind of on the fence. Phoenix, I don't know. Baby with Big W, says Carl the Legend. Let's see, pretty good so far. Phoenix would need another nerf and mortar plus GY since a long time, but overall fine. Bomb Tower, Osama wants Bomb Tower nerfed. Lucas wants Phoenix nerfed. Listen, I pulled up the Night Witch buff needs to be stopped now, says SK. Death Bats have always made her OP. Let's just give her a shot. Let's give her a moment in the sun. I'm definitely switching to Night Witch, man. So let's take a look here, guys. Mortar is high at 55% win rate. We have the Royal Giant, to that guy's credit in the comments there, 8% and 55% win rate. That's pretty high. I'm not sure if it justifies a nerf, but It is what it is. The number one card in the game, by the way, is the Heal Spirit, the one that I just threw shade on here. But granted, it's a 3% use rate. So when you see those use rates go really, really low, we usually see the win rates go up because people are using the cards, are generally using them for a reason because they specifically in one particular deck or meta or archetype do well. Either way, it is interesting to see it that high. The Phoenix, 22% use rate, 54% win rate. Whew, that is very high. That is very high. 22% use rate is that's high. Okay. What else? Anything else noteworthy here? Graveyard, 12 and 53. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm like, again, I guess I would err on the side of not nerfing Graveyard right now, but it appears I'm in the minority there, but this is my opinion. Let's see, Skeleton Dragons, 2% use rate, 53. Yeah, you can see why they gave him a buff. 2% use rate is pretty bad, but look at that Barbarian Hut right next door, the big fat Zero Donut. I'm glad they didn't buff that, though. Anything else noteworthy here, guys, that you see that I'm not pointing out? Oh, look at the little, the Electros at 5 and 50. And oh, the Ice Spirit's at 21% and 50. Yeah, okay. Must be too much value. See, I'm glad we took this exercise to the next level and actually looked at the win and the use rates. That way, I can change my arguments on the fly here. So, yeah, I would say the balance changes are pretty spot on here. NATO is at 1952. It's a pretty high use rate, but NATO is like one of those quintessential spells that fits in so many different archetypes. Maybe you could argue that's why it's so powerful, but I don't know. It's certainly, you can make a case that NATO is the best card in the game because it's so dynamic. It changes the complexion of almost everything. You get more utility out of splash damage, but you can also, basically move things on the map, including activating king towers and everything like that. Just such a strong card, but I kind of like it that way. Again, I might be a little bit biased, but I kind of like the NATO where it is. Guys, I'm going to stop here. Throwing a lot at you guys. How do you feel going back to the balance changes? How do you feel about them? Is anything, really upset you here? Are you cool with it? I'll go ahead and forward on, your feedback here in the first 12, 24 hours or so to Supercell. My biggest win for me is the Night Witch. My biggest head scratcher is why you giving an epic champion to enter the arena ability. And then my biggest downside is, I don't know. I guess I'm pretty cool with them. I'm pretty cool with the balance changes. Guys, let me know what you have a problem with in the comments below. Have a great and safe weekend, guys. And as always, take care, guys.